Namaste students. Today we are going to see the lesson water in geography. Our earth's surface is covered with 71% of water. Water cycle is the process by which water continually changes its form and circulates between oceans, atmosphere and land. The major sources of fresh water are the rivers, ponds, springs and glaciers. The movements that occur in oceans can be broadly categorized as waves, tides and currents. Water is one of the most important substances on earth. All plants and animals must have water to survive. If there was no water, there would be no life on earth. Water that is safe for drinking is called potable water. There are various sources from where we can collect water. In this chapter, we are going to know more about water, its distribution, ocean circulation, tides, waves, ocean currents. Let's see. Water cycle. The process by which water continually changes its form and circulates between oceans, atmosphere and land is known as the water cycle. The major sources of fresh water are the rivers, ponds, springs and glaciers. The ocean bodies and the seas contain salty water. Most of the salt is sodium chloride or the common table salt that we eat. We all know that 3/4 of the earth's surface is covered by water. If there is more water than land on this earth, why do so many countries face water scarcity? Is all the water on earth available to us? Let's see the distribution of water in percentage. Oceans 97.3, ice caps 0.2, groundwater that is fresh water 0.68, freshwater lakes, inland seas and salt lakes 0.009, atmosphere 0.0019, rivers 0.0001. Ocean circulation. The movements that occur in oceans can be broadly categorized as waves, tides and currents. Let's see. Waves. When the water on the surface of the ocean rises and falls alternately, they are called waves. During a storm, the winds blowing at very high speed form huge waves. These may cause tremendous destruction. An earthquake, a volcanic eruption or underwater landslides can shift large amounts of ocean water. As a result, a huge tidal wave called tsunami is formed. The largest tsunami ever measured was 150 meter high. These waves travel at a speed of more than 700 km per hour. The tsunami of the 2004 caused widespread damage in the coastal areas of India. The Indra Point in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands got submerged after the tsunami. Tsunami or the harbor wave struck havoc in the Indian Ocean on the 26th December 2004. The wave was the result of the earthquake that had its epicenter close to the western boundary of Sumatra. The magnitude of the earthquake was 9.0 on the Richter scale. As the Indian plate went under the Burma plate, there was a sudden movement of the sea floor, causing the earthquake. The ocean floor was displaced by about 10 to 20 meters and tilted in a downwardly direction. A huge mass of ocean water flowed to fill in the gap that was being created by the displacement. This marked the withdrawal of the water mass from the coastlines of the land masses in the South and Southeast Asia. After thrusting of the Indian plate below the Burma plate, the water mass rushed back towards the coastline. Tsunami traveled at a speed of about 800 km per hour, comparable to speed of commercial aircraft, and completely washed away and some of the islands in the Indian Ocean. The Indra Point in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands that marked the southernmost point of India got completely submerged. As the wave moved from earthquake epicenter from Sumatra towards the Andaman Islands and Sri Lanka, the wavelength decreased with the decreasing depth of water. The travel speed also declined from 700 to 900 km per hour to less than 70 km per hour. Tsunami waves traveled up to a depth of 3 kilometers from the coast, killing more than 10,000 people and affected more than lakh of houses. In India, the worst affected were the coastal areas of Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Pondicherry, and the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. While the earthquake cannot be predicted in the advance, it is possible to give a 3-hour notice of the potential tsunami. Such early warning systems are in place across the Pacific Ocean but not in the Indian Ocean. Tsunamis are rare in the Indian Ocean as the seismic activity is less as compared to the Pacific. The tsunami that ravaged the South and Southeast Asian coast in December 2004 is the most devastating tsunami in the last several hundred years. The large damage caused to life and property was primarily a result of lack of monitoring, the early warning system, and knowledge among the coast dwellers of Indian Ocean. The first indication that tsunami is approaching is the rapid withdrawal of water from the coastal region, followed by destructive wave. When this happened on the coast, instead of people going to high ground, they started assembling at the coast to view the miracle. As a consequence, there was a large casualty of curious onlookers when the gigantic wave, that is tsunami, struck. Let's see the tides. The rhythmic rise and fall of ocean water twice in a day is called a tide. It is high tide when water covers much of the shore by rising to its highest level. It is low tide when water falls to its lowest level and recedes from the shore. The strong gravitational pull exerted by the sun and the moon on the earth's surface cause the tides. During the full moon and new moon days, the sun, the moon, and the earth are in the same line and the tides are highest. These tides are called spring tides. But when the moon is in its first and last quarter, the ocean waters get drawn in diagonally opposite directions by the gravitational pull of sun and moon, resulting in low tides. These tides are called neap tides. Ocean currents are streams of water flowing constantly on the ocean surface in definite directions. The ocean currents may be warm or cold. The warm ocean currents originate near the equator and move towards the poles. The cold currents carry water from polar or higher latitudes to tropical or lower latitudes. Warm currents bring about warm temperature over land surface. The areas where the warm and cold currents meet provide the best fishing grounds of the world. Seas around Japan and the eastern coast of North America are such examples. The areas where a warm and cold current meets experience foggy weather, making it difficult for navigation. 3/4 of the Earth's surface is covered by water. Water is absolutely essential for survival. Water alone can quench our thirst when we are thirsty. So, save water, save life.